hope to do justice on the Venerable's Dhamma Talk today. It was very profound. So he wanted to reflect on today's offerings. First of all, he wanted to rejoice in all of the good deeds and merits for the patrons who are here, the food patron and the transference of merit patron. One is in honor of birthday, which was the food patron, and then of course being the transference of merit, being another patron. So he decided to talk on these two subjects, which is, pretty much when we were born and also passing away, because we had two patrons doing those offerings today. So one thing is for sure, that all of us in here together, we are all physically in this room. We are all essentially here and born. But however, one day each one of us will no longer be here. So this is something that there's wisdom in this understanding. And the Venerable thought about it and wanted to point out that there are 4 things that when you're born that you can count on, but only one way to safety. And he says, listen and I'll share more. So the 4 things, first of all, one thing that he mentioned is we cannot recall our past lives or how we got here. But with regards to the 4 things that we can count on, that is obvious when we are born into this world, is that 1, we are born into this world and we are here. 2, that we will face suffering. 3, that we will face old age. And 4, that there is a certainty that we will not be here, which is death at some point. So these are the 4 things. If we don't want to get hurt, we cannot control it. If we don't want to get old, we cannot control it. If we don't want to die, we cannot control it. So these are the 4 things that are pretty much guaranteed. Another thing that he had mentioned is once you are born into this world, there are additional things that no matter what are going to happen that we need to understand, which is called the 8 vicissitudes. So 1 is that, people born into this world, you can face success, but then again, the flip side is you can lose the success. 2, you can have good status and popularity, but then again, you can lose it as well. You can have good health and lose it. You can have happiness and lose it. So these are all things that we have to realize that everyone is subject to in this world. So what do we do knowing this knowledge? Is that we have to realize that life is temporary and we're only here for a short time. When we are born, sure, we get to meet our family, our parents, friends, but it's temporary because eventually we realize that as time goes on and the older we get, people will leave our lives. They leave our lives either in physical form or they pass away. Physical form meaning even though they're living, you no longer see them anymore and they're distant. And then of course, no longer living, you don't see them at all. So this is a truth of life, that it is temporary. The average age is 75 years old. So it's not very long, it's quite short in fact. And the longer we live, the more time that we have, the more we see the reality of the world, which is people leaving us, essentially. And the Venerable said that when people do leave you, you're going to realize, or whoever has left, their family and friends will be very sad and will mourn for their loss. And generally, it's very sad during the beginning, but then as time passes on, this fades. Within 5 years, 7 years, and more, the only thing that is left is your name to people who are around and even the people that you love. So this is the reality of life. So, reflecting on the transference of merit to relatives and the birthday, this is the reality that we have to realize. So the Buddha taught that we must depend on ourselves for safety, that we must utilize our time wisely and pursue perfections and realize our ultimate destination, which is to take care of our mind and to accumulate as much merit as we can, to realize how very temporary our life truly is and how important it is for us to try to find safety in the afterlife, The only way that we can do this is through good deeds, through meditation, through cultivating good deeds such as morality and generosity. And these are things that we must reflect on and realize that we have this opportunity in life with the physical form to accumulate goodness at all time. And the Venerable said that he wanted to remind us how important it is to have refuge in the triple gem. The triple gem is within us. It represents the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. And the only way that we can truly find the triple gem is through cultivation of yourself, and meditation is the surest way. So use this opportunity in terms of your life to better yourself, to cultivate yourself, to purify your mind, and to realize why we're here. And this is the Venerables Dhamma Talk today, to try to get to our ultimate destination by pursuing perfections and to help yourself and love yourself first.